So thank you everyone for joining us, wherever you may be, whatever time you may be watching this. We have Jay from Spendabits joining us on our Flare Forward as we continue to help people see and understand what's going on in the Flare network and better educate them. So Jay, what we love to always start off with on these calls is an origin story. What got you into crypto? And then we love to really hear your why, right? Why are you doing this? What makes you get up every morning to fumble through this madness?
This madness, yeah.
Hey,
Excellent question.
it's pretty mad when you look at it.
Yeah. So, it's gonna be it's tough for everyone to, who are building in the bear market. But let me start with my introduction. So, my name is Jay. I'm the founder of Spend the Bits. So, I entered into this space around, 2019. I was introduced in 2016 by one of my Bitcoin Maxi friend who introduced me to this space. 2019, I started really looking into this, Bitcoin. I was trading a lot and always figuring out, what the hell is going on Bitcoin? Why isn't, the transaction is fast as it should be? So that really, triggered my curiosity and look into the solution. The original solution that we built was in 2019 or 2022 was on the XRPL, where you can spend, Bitcoin or spend Bitcoin or store your Bitcoin on the app. Moving forward, we produce multiple products. So now, right now, under the hood, Spendabits has three products. One is the institutional product for just based for cross-border transaction for institution like MSBs, PSPs, or regional banks. Second is the merchant, where merchant can accept money, USDC and Bitcoin on chain, which is on Flare, by the way. And the third is the retail app that everybody knows me about, um, uh, where you can spend Bitcoin and USDC on top of Flare. So yeah, these are the three, product lines we have in the production lines. All threes are in production. We are ramping up, focusing on more on institution and on the retail side. On the retail side, we just partnered up with MasterCard to be able to for people to use the MasterCard by topping up USDC on top of it and spending anywhere MasterCard is accepted.
Nice. So what is your why? What gets you up every morning to do this?
This is a passion for me. I don't consider this as my work. This is a passion for me. So day and night, blockchain payments, AI, I think is been inbuilt in my brain. I'm pretty much wired up. When your work become your passion, you don't really care about the number of hours you put in. So same thing for me. I wake up early in the morning, start my routine stuff with the meetings and this and that. Then client meeting following. In the night time. Guess what? The more I'm growing, the more busier I'm getting because I have development team in India, but I have partners in Japan. I have partner in New Zealand, Australia, in US, in El Salvador. So all three, and we are prospecting some of the new clients in Dubai. So these things keep me up. So I don't have any work schedule per se. The number, I just stop working when I sleep. Pretty
I
much it.
I love it. That's pure passion right there. When you'll spend as much time as you can because you just love doing it so much. I love that.
Yeah.
What were you doing before you started to spend the bits?
Excellent question. Yeah, so I had a very successful career in corporate office. I started as a QA, worked my way up as a project manager. I'm a PMP, PMI, and PMP ACP certified.
Okay.
So Agile coach practitioner and project manager, and also CCNA certified. I had a very good career run with the corporate offices where I come in on board with a project basis and deliver the project from start to the production go live, and then I leave the job. Throughout my career, I was consulting as a consultant to the banking, to the ministry, to the telecom. So really, local clients in Alberta, some majority of them are Canadian, but out of that majority, 60% of them are Albertan.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Your background actually made this like just a really nice transferable, being able, understanding how to run projects, manage products, and all
Oh
those.
yeah. So I used to run a team, in 2014, 2015, 15, there was 80 people, reported to me every single day. So, I had a lot of experience leading the projects and a lot of insight how these, organization work. So same principle, we try to focus on under Spend the Bits umbrella so that, my employees, my contractors or consultant are happy with us. And we are also, delivering the products regardless of bear market or the bull market.
Amazing.
For real.
Okay, so I know the answer because I've heard it in a previous interview from you, but I'm sure a lot of people don't know. Why did you move from XRP Ledger to the Flare networks?
Thank you for asking me again. So seems like, there is still the misunderstanding for the people, that why did we move. This is actually the very first token, I think, or asset I bought was XRP. I still have those. I'll tell you why. So what happened, in 2022, I think John reached out to me. He said he wants to be the part of the project. So we kind of worked together a deal. Now John is on the board member. He's a chief legal officer. John Deaton, right? So just for the clarity's sake. So what happened was, practically, once he announced that he's part of the Spend the Bits, all of our Canadian, users started downloading the app. And initially, we was the one who was funding XRP wallet. It was the 20, then it was 10. I don't know, still it is 10 or 2. So
2
practically,
XRP now.
huh?
It's 2 XRP for the wallet, and I think it's 0.02 XRP for the trust line.
Yeah. Thank God they changed the mechanism.
Yeah.
But it wasn't there till the last year, and practically we ran out of budget from the XRP, that how many wallets we can activate, right? And at that time the lawsuit was going on, and there was a liquidity crisis on exchange. All the exchanges delisted XRP, and we applied 3 times, I think, for the grants, and we were declined. Although the feedback was tremendous from the XRPL grant judges, that you are creating a breakthrough project. This will solve a lot of problem, but we never got a single penny, from them. So that really, triggered this decision to, okay, if we are going to sustain, obviously, as a owner of the platform, I need to take care of my user, right? And so that's the reason, we pivoted from, because at that time it was costing us $20 to $25, depending upon the price of XRP at certain point. But on average, it was, $15 to $20 for a CAC, cost of, customer acquisition. That was literally, literally onboarding some of the merchants compared to the retail, right? Merchants still have some business, but retail, we have to convince, what is Bitcoin, what is XRP, this and that. So that really, triggered us this decision that we need to move from this chain to a chain where we can at least activate some of the wallets, and then it should be cost effective. And I didn't find nothing better than the Flare network, right? And then I had a talk with the Hugo, Philip, all the technical team before we started engaging this. They really like the idea, that we're gonna shift our focus. We still have XRPL app, which can do Bitcoin transaction in production. People can free to use it. If you are a XRP Maxi or if a believer in XRP, go ahead, use it. But you will need your 10 XRP or whatever the amount is to activate the wallet, right? That's just one thing. But now our pure focus is on the building on Flare, taking this to the next level. Having said that, means we have tokenized the Bitcoin same way we tokenize Bitcoin on the XRPL, same way we are tokenizing it on the Flare, which a little bit of change with, on the XRPL side, there was not smart contract compatible, but this chain is fully compatible with the smart contracts. Along with that, we have integrated in Circle ecosystem last year. So the USDC that you submit directly goes to the Circle, master wallet, sits over there. And then they are the one who helped me, close the deal with MasterCard. Actually, the child company name is Immersive, and the parent is MasterCard. I think they are the bin sponsorship for MasterCard, and we partnered up with them. It's a funny story that I was speaking with Jerome, I think last year in Australia on Wave of Innovation event. Little that I know that I'll be working with him. He was sitting next to me, but I had no clue who that guy is. I'm hoping he doesn't even know me as well. At that time, I was demoing the product on XRPL and was in process of building it on Flare. But fast forward, Circle leadership, they're very close to this project. They usually, check in on us, how we are doing, and then they ask us, if we are facing any problem or something like that. And they are the one who suggest me, okay, why don't you create a off-ramping, which does not exist right now. Because right now, if you go to the, if you want to liquidate your asset, the very first thing you need to do is, you call your exchange, get your Bitcoin XRP off to USDT or USDC, and then they will, again do a wire transfer to your bank. And then the moment you told, go to the bank, they said, I have some money, maybe 10,000 or 20,000, incoming into a bank account. They will say, okay, what is the source of the fund? The moment you will say, the source of the fund is crypto, they won't service you. They will freeze your account. That's the ground reality in Canada. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but this is what happened in Canada. I'm hoping US was the same. Along with the de-banking. So we were also victim of de-banking. So it was really close to me to solve this problem. But how do I bypass banks? Because banks, end of the day, people want their money into the bank. So what MasterCard, sorry, back to the topic. So you go to the bank and you tell, I want my money to be cleared. They will ask you shitload of documents, and most probably you will get your money by 2 or 3 months after hiring a lawyer, because you must have paid taxes on it, and it was a legit transaction that you was trying to conceive into your bank account. So what really we are focusing right now on Spend the Bits is, you have Bitcoin, you have any other currency, you swap it to USDC, you bring it on the platform, top up your MasterCard, and go anywhere in the world where MasterCard is accepted. Just tap the phone, you will spend USDC, your merchant will get the local currency wherever you are. He will never know that you have spent digital, dollars from that. So that's the value proposition that we are bringing. We are really, really close to the go live from MasterCard approval. The product is already live in Canada, but with the help of MasterCard, will be live in Australia, New Zealand, and all of the Europe, hopefully in UK too. And then US is on the horizon as well.
I wanted to ask. Go ahead.
Want to hear some US-based man news? Ouch! We got put on the back burner.
Yeah. So lot of community members reach out to me. When are you going to be get live in US? To all of those guys. I'm not the one who is stopping my app to go globally. I built this app to use globally everywhere. Because blockchain system does not understand jurisdiction, but the moment you are categorized as MSB or money service business or dealer, broker dealer, you have to require some licenses. The moment you go take that route, either you follow the rule or you don't follow the rule. If you don't follow the rule, the regulator comes after you. If you follow the rule, then it's a 2 years wait game to get the licensing done in US. Right. So, but with the help of MasterCard, they already have the required licenses. We're gonna working as an agent for them, and then hopefully, will be very, very near in the future. Hopefully by Q2 or Q3 this year, will be live in the US.
So I wanted to ask you why Canada, because I mean, from the little that I know, Canada is not like a friendly jurisdiction for crypto. So, yeah.
So I am a Canadian. That's why. It doesn't make sense for me to open up a shop outside if I can't service my own people, the Canadians. But little that I know that the moment I started doing this business, I wasn't know that I'll be kicked out of banking. So all of a sudden, helping banks with the Swift implementation, with all of that stuff, that all goes into the vein. The moment they understand that, okay, this guy is competing against us now because he has a stable coin product, a Bitcoin product that can move literally at a speed of light, and what will happen to us? I think that was the trigger point where all the bank started declining us for the banking services. And without a bank, we are basically a vault. It's kind of a Hotel California. You can check in, but you cannot check out, right? So that is the that is the current problem. Even right now we are facing. We do have a access to the master account, but that is, navigating from the backdoor access rather than working with the tier one banking access, tier one banking, which is my goal, to get a tier one account for my client, so I can service the client. Because payment is just one thing for a retail person, right? There is yield, there is a DeFi product, there is shitload of other opportunities that will open up if I have a bank account. So ultimately, whatever exposure you have to the asset class, regardless of, you have FLR, you have XRP, Bitcoin, USDC, USDT, or whatever you have, right? So you should be able to participate in a compliant manner in all the DeFi ecosystem. And once you are done with your position, you want to liquidate and exit out of the position, you should, everybody is looking for the money to be landed into the bank account, right? So that really halted us to scale more in Canada, or versus anywhere. We applied the banking access for everybody, but each time we were burned down because of I think there was a strict guidelines from, maybe, I don't know, Gary Gensler or whoever calling the shot, that you cannot service crypto companies, and then we was one of the victim. And I have numerous friends in blockchain companies who has started their own startup. None of them have banking access, and we was the doing. Some people are doing NFT, sometimes doing gaming. We was doing payments. So, it was critical for us to get a bank account, because, you doesn't matter how much money you move. End of the day, people want their money into the bank account. So that was really,
want access to their money.
Yeah. There you go.
Awesome.
So,
go
ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna dial this back a little bit. I love your passion, and your development kind of tells me this would be an interesting answer for you. Where do you see, or how do you see crypto affecting your life 5 years from now? Or blockchain. Let's just not say crypto being kind of vague. How do you see yourself interacting with blockchain 5 years from now?
Yeah, so another good question. So I'll tell you a backstory. If you look at any blockchain or crypto, product, not project, product, what they, where you see the interface, they're not very user centric or user friendly. So my idea since the beginning was to produce a product where you even never know that you're interacting with a blockchain system. All you want, your money your money is moving from point A to the point B, and you are executing out of your position with a click of a button to your bank account. So this is our focus, from the day one, and we have achieved, I think, 70 or 80% of that vision. And fast forwarding, same thing, regardless of your currency type, because on the blockchain you can tokenize every single thing, right? It's a matter of time we support that asset type. You should be able to do these kind of transactions flawlessly, and that's where my vision is, to create a product that is so user centric that you will never know that you are transacting on the blockchain. Your system just works, with the Web 2.0 or 3.0. So we have completed all the bridges, for interoperability, but without a banking support at a tier one, because it cost us a shitload of money to operate a master account. Anybody who is into the payment knows this pain point. And if that master account is coming from a backdoor, guess what? There would be premium that you have to pay on top of it. And who's gonna pay for it? Ultimately, consumer is gonna pay for it. So here is another concept, interesting thing, fascinating thing, I might say. On a one level, we are trying to solve problem there. You can see, send money cheaply, fastly, all of that stuff. But on another level, if the bank is charging you shitload of maybe 2 basis point or 300 basis point, right, on the transaction where you want to exit off your position, that is not a cheap solution, right?
Yeah,
at all.
No.
So that is just ripping you off from the SWIFT system to the STB system, and that is what I am totally against too, because I want to give you services, because I understand every dollar people make, that is their hard work of money, right? Why would you pay higher fees on a blockchain if you can just pay $30 or $40 from the system to get the same thing, right? So these are all the pain point that banks or the regulators or the policy maker has put together to to hinder our every step. for the progress.
So from what I'm understanding is that if you're using MasterCard, you're still paying the 3.5 or 4% fee for using the payment.
For the MasterCard, if you are using doing USDC to USD, I think it's 30-40 basis point, not point 30 basis point, right? And if you are moving money to the bank account, by that is something totally new that we are implementing. Is called Circle Access. What that will do is, let's say you have credit card, debit card, you hook up with the app, you buy USDC. Now you can send USDC from Canada to UK to Australia to New Zealand. Maybe you will pay 10 cent or 20 cent for the transaction, and then the other guy will convert that with the click of a button. Most of the things will be automated so that it's flawless for you. So click of a button, that guy, let's say it's in Europe, he convert that USDC into EUR and push the money to the bank account. I want that transaction to happen within the range of $3 to $5, not to $40 or $50 or $80.
So I live in Mexico and I use Bitso. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I have heard about them. I'm not sure the value proposition, what they offer.
Well, Bitso is an exchange.
Oh yeah, Bitso. Yeah,
Bitso. Yeah. And I have my MasterCard that I can use to pay anywhere, and I can choose if I want to pay with Bitcoin or XRP or USDC or USDT or pesos. And then I can send money from like XRP to my Bitso, convert it into pesos, and then to my bank account for zero.
There you go.
Like the Mexican banking system is actually way more advanced than the US, which is funny.
Yeah.
So, do you have any plans for Mexico for SpendyBits?
Yeah. So actually, MasterCard is the one who is going to give us all the Latin belt access. I think it's on the horizon by Q1, end of Q1, which is just a couple of weeks from now. So that is also that they will cover all the Latin America, including Mexico, all the countries that comes under the South America belt.
So now I'm going to be able to open an account as a Mexican and spend the bits?
Correct.
Oh, nice.
The very first thing is to get the approval to go live in Europe. So once that happens, then the new market will open up. But we are just, these guys at MasterCard, they're very slow for the approvals. We was ready in end of December, but from 3 months, we are just going back and forth with the regulatory things. Hopefully everything is sorted out now. I think they have given us the approval. So we are just beta testing in the production system for MasterCard transactions. By the way, we don't operate as exchange, but Bitso is an exchange. So we just purely dabble into into the payments domain right now. So that's the only difference between Bitso and us. But if you have banking access in Mexico, then there is nothing better than that, because over here in Canada, this is the same thing. Anytime you approach to the bank, the moment you say you're a blockchain company trying to solve this problem, you will be barred.
Yeah, there's this guy that has a business called Etherfuse, and he's like tokenizing bonds, and he released the Mexican MXNE stablecoin, and he just posted that in 2 weeks you're going to be able to mint a stablecoin directly from your bank account, which I think is fascinating. Yeah, I'm trying to get an interview with him because, I mean, that would be life-changing, and I would love to find a way to bring MXNE to Flare Network. In that case, that you could do like onboarding from your bank account into the Flare network, that would be incredible.
Yeah. Let me know if that guy is open to a chat. I'll 100% pick his brain. How he's able to get the bank account in the first place. If if Mexico is an easy place to get registered or get a master account, because this space is not walking, it's running. The day it's very fast paced that if you won't catch up, chances are you will get left behind, and we don't want to do that. We want to be in the forefront of it. But these regulatory policy maker has really literally hold us from the neck, and they are not letting us go. Because without a bank account, like I said, you just evolve.
For sure.
You need those rails in between.
Thank you, Jay. Okay, so how are you using Bitcoin on Flare right now, and like what changes are going to happen once FBTC launches on Flare network?
Awesome. So yeah, so right now, what will happen when you deposit a Bitcoin, right? It does not come to us. It goes to our qualified custodian, which is BitGo, right? So BitGo has provided us hot and cold wallet. Your Bitcoin goes stored there. Their tech is amazing. Their APIs and security infrastructure is tremendously studied and well audited system. So luckily we have been live in production system for Bitcoin wallet almost 4 or 5 years. We never saw any issues, finger cross, with BitGo. With the launch of FBTC, that really changed the narrative, because right now we are depending on centralized exchange. It's not a small exchange. BitGo is a tier one exchange, but still there is a that centralized component that plays the part. If you are a crypto freak, you will always think, no, I don't want to give any third party my Bitcoin. I want to self custody, which is fine. But there are, I have noticed 80% or the 90% of my customer base in Canada does not care if it is a centralized exchange holding it, or a decentralized agent, or a AI custodying. They
so
want their
Interesting.
funds
You're
to be
so
accessible whenever they want, right? So going back to answer to your question, once the FBTC is going to be live, we're going to be implementing that thing, but we're going to give the option to the user when they sign up. What do you want? Do you want a centralized solution where we can hold people accountable, like BitGo or other partner like us, or you want to open up a wallet on a decentralized mechanism? If you lose fund, we cannot guarantee that we will be able to retrieve funds. I'll tell you a backstory, about why I'm doing all of this. By giving people options. So in production system, right now, I think there are 2 or 3 incidents that happen. Our clients lost the keys for XRPL wallet, right? I cannot name them, but they reach out to me, by DM or by email, help us, right? So I think I was lucky that there's Bitcoin was stored on the on the Bitcoin chain with Bitco, so we was able to recover it. But that created discrepancy in our accounting system, because the XRPL ledger has already issued those Bitcoin on the ledger, right? So we want to be very careful that after we retrieve that Bitcoin, send it to the customer, he doesn't initiate another withdrawal, right? So those are the things that we taken care of. Our customer was very happy, because even a little bit of money is everything for people, because that's their hard-earned money, right? So that is the reason I'm still not going away from the centralized system, so that if people want, we can be held accountable. And if they lost the keys, now we have also implemented a mechanism where even if you lost the keys, if you did not delete the app, you will still be able to recover your funds. The idea is not to delete the app from your phone, because we store those your secret keys into the device itself, rather than storing it anywhere other than the device. So yeah, so that is the reason we are going to give 2 options to the user. First is the centralized solution. If they like it, that's good. If they don't like it, then you have Flare FBTC that will custody your Bitcoin on a decentralized mechanism, have some collateral on top of it. Um, uh, it's only going to give you more if you are a crypto freak or a crypto nerd, right? That will give you some peace of mind. But keep in mind that you're blocking some of the liquidity against your Bitcoin transaction, because you have to submit the collateral. Obviously, we will find some agents to find a collateral system to put together against the transaction, so the transaction flows through. But anything it goes wrong into FBTC, I don't think you can hold accountable Flare team. I don't think you can hold accountable Spendabits team, because you signed up for the decentralized that thing
Option.
when you open your wallet.
I
But
love
yeah,
that.
so we're gonna be offering both of FBTC and the centralized thing. With the FBTC, we're gonna open up the DeFi capability as well, because it's just straightforward thing. The moment you have your Bitcoin is locked, we will. I'm gonna work out with the Hugo and the Philippe and the technical team, guiding what is the best approach to give our customers some exposure to the DeFi, things, because I think, outside of payments, DeFi has the real legs, for yield creating, products that can give some incentive back to the user.
Yeah, I guess at some point you could offer the same centralized service just using FBTC instead of BTC.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like you
That
would
is
just
also
deposit the Bitcoin
yeah.
and you convert it, you mint FBTC, and then you do your internal transactions and accounting on FBTC,
Yeah.
and then the client doesn't know any better.
You know, even if you, so I'll tell you from a regulatory point of view how they view us, especially in Canada. So, regulators reach out to me, time to time. They ask me, what are you building? How are you building? Regardless of you are decentralized or centralized, they want you categorized as a a dealer in virtual currencies. So the moment you are in there, even if you lose fund on a decentralized mechanism, they will still held us accountable. So I told them, maybe you need to sharpen up some study and hire some expert to show you what is the difference between an IOU and a originally binded, value driven product, so that you're aware of the consequences. I'll tell you another story. I think 2 or 3 years back there is a trucker protest happened. So in Canada, and then the regulator reach out to us to block some wallet. They say, whoa, we hand over the secret keys to the user. How can you ask her to freeze some wallets? It's not even possible because we don't have the keys, right? I can tell you if you want to, but you need to have a subpoena on them, right? He is just not work the way you're thinking. This is not a Web 2.0 banking company where you just call us, tell me to freeze some customer accounts. It's not possible if I don't hold the keys, and we don't hold the keys from day one. That is our motive, to never hold customer keys. Give the keys to the customer. But that run into another problem, that customers tend to lose their keys. Now we have another solution on top of it. Even if you lose the keys, you will still be able to access one or twice your funds, even if you lose the keys. But you just
That's very
don't have
nice.
to delete the wallet. If you delete the wallet, the cache will delete your keys. Then even our hands are tied. But again, to help to some extent, we are doing everything to help our customers.
That's amazing. And then I'm looking here in your app and your website that it says that you're going to add DeFi capability. How is that going to work? Like, are you going to just be able to, you're going to offer the service, or are people going to be able to use DeFi and then spend their funds whenever, or how is that going to work?
So we are not going to be the one who will develop this DeFi capabilities. We're going to partner up with the existing player who has that tier one capabilities and really reputable exchanges or companies. For example, Coinbase or something like that. We're going to partner up with them. If there is a native ecosystem support on the Flare system, we will 100% eyeing on that, because that's easy for us to integrate. But this is how I'm looking at to bring in third party players who has a reputation, a big reputation in the company, and have our customer directly interact with those third party, DeFi products, so that they make some yield out of it.
I was going to ask, so let's say I had the MasterCard. I would love to be able to connect it to like a USDC/USDX pool. So I know I'm earning 6% while my money's sitting there. But if I ever want to use it, it's also right there that I could easily, quickly use it from my MasterCard. Is that something that, would be like an interaction that was possible?
I'll tell you, and then I think it's going to blow your mind off. So
I can't wait.
So we are building on Flare, but the MasterCard solution is on Polygon, right? So how do you move all those funds? So we reach out to Circle. I said, we are again into the the same the dilemma of how we will move the cross chain funds. So luckily, they have introduced CCTP2. We have implemented a CCTP1 already, and we are working in CCTP2, where doesn't matter which chain you have the funds on, Solana, Arbitron, Ethereum. You will be able to move it on the Polygon chain, which is powered up the MasterCard transactions, right? So you'll be able to spend, but you don't need to top up your MasterCard in order to get exposure in USDC. You can just do it within the app. If that is something, you can point it to me. If that is something, easy to do, then the app is already on the Flare. So, we are anyways issuing you the USDC on the Flare, so you can get some exposure into third-party exchanges if they are providing the yield. Just let me know who these exchanges are, or who these partners are, and I think we can deliver this thing without even triggering MasterCard.
Interesting. So how does it work? Like, let's say that I want to join, I'm Canadian and I want to join Spend the Bits. What's the process to, from like signing up to as a merchant to be able to accept payments? Like, what's the process like?
So there are two products. Actually, there are three products, but I'm going to talk to two since you talk about merchant. So this is one retail app. You sign up on it, you get through your KYC stuff, and then you hit deposit. Deposit means you're depositing Bitcoin or USDC. Will give you different chains. Once you have any fund on any of the chain, then it doesn't matter where you want to spend it. You can have funds on USDC. You can do a cross chain transaction on Solana, right? USD on Arbitron, you can do it on Solana or vice versa, right? Now coming to the merchant. So we have a merchant portal for businesses where they can accept USDC and Bitcoin on chain, right? There are two value proposition. The second is a very bigger proposition that we are bringing to to the merchant. Is first thing is from app to the merchant portal is kind of a CRM relationship, right? So it's app knows that this is a spend the bits merchant, so you can transact your Bitcoin and USDC in 3 seconds or 4 seconds. But not everyone wants to download the app. There was no we have some trust wallet or phantom wallet or whatever wallet you have, and you have some sitting USDC on it. That's from the retail point of view. Merchant is on board, so merchant have two options for us: either display spend the bits branded QR code which is on the flare to which can only accept money from spend the bits customer. But let's say you want to accept money from on chain from outside of spend the bits customer. So we are giving some option to the merchants on the dashboard page. You click on accept on chain. Just click on that. You select your asset type USDC in this case, and you select your chain, right? So let's say the other guy has a phantom wallet on Solana, but you are accepting it on Flare. That transaction will just flow through by a CCTP or state mechanism. So that is a huge value proposition that customer doesn't even need to have the spend the bits wallet. As long as merchant has our product, they will be able to accept the USDC.
So what you're saying is that if I'm as a merchant, I have the spend the bits, the customer can just come and pay from any wallet, from any stable coin, and then I'll receive the money in my account ready to go to the bank?
Correct. Any wallet, but USDC.
Okay, so any wallet, but for example, if I were to pay with Flare that has USDCE, would that be an issue? Or it doesn't have to be like native
no,
issue?
that you can do it by so there are two things you can do within the app. The first is the scan feature, which can scan the QR code. Second is the send feature. So you can use both. If the customer and the merchant is both powered by spend the bits, you don't need to do anything. You just transfer your funds, from any chain to any chain. It just works flawlessly because both of the protocols or products are powered by Flare. Now, let's just say the merchant portal is on Flare, but you want to accept fund on Solana or Arbitron or near blockchain, but the funds are USDC. And the customer does not even never hear about, spend the bits, but they have their own wallet, let's say Metavast wallet, Trust wallet, Phantom wallet, whatever, but they have USDC lying around, right? So they will initiate a on-chain transaction to your Solana wallet, and then the transaction will flow. The third value proposition now I'm running my brain is, let's say you have funds on Flare on Arbitron, but the on the merchant says, no, I only have Solana wallet. You can hit withdraw from Arbitron, and then the CTP will burn the USDC on one chain, Circle will assess it, and then merchant will get the funds on Solana, but that will take 2 minutes for the whole process to complete. Everything else is 3 to 5 seconds.
That's not bad. I mean, well, I remember there was Sarah. She was not happy about a 7-minute time frame. 2 minutes sounds like a winner for anybody.
Yeah. If you are okay with it, right? That's. But usually, what happens is, I think from a bricks and mortar point of view. So what that means is, you want to buy a cup of coffee. You don't want to wait for 2 minutes to your transaction to go through. You just want that to happen immediately, instant, right? So that is the reason we encourage our merchants. Hey, if you want to get a on chain, you may have to wait for 1 or 2 minutes, but it will be very fast. But if the consumer has our app, it will work in 3 seconds, right? So
with that, I mean, some of this stuff sounds like some great stuff that obviously came out with Flare 2.0. With the protocol managed wallets, PMWs, and the TEEs.
Yeah.
I'd love to get your take on those.
A very good question. Doesn't many people doesn't have this kind of visibility. What will happen when you send some funds? Okay, so here is the thing. Like I said, so Ethereum by default does not support Bitcoin address, does not support native USDC, does not support USDT, SUI, or any other coin. So what that means is we have to fetch those addresses from third party. In this case, we are fetching it from BitGo, but the product is live on Flare, right? So you're interacting with Flare protocol, but you're submitting the transaction on the Bitcoin main chain, which is custodied by BitGo. But once this protocol will get live, because I was very, very curious because we wasn't able to solve this problem. So I was curious how Flare 2.0 will solve this, because the protocol managed wallets, right? So you need to fetch that address from the chain and have that capability natively on your chain to store that asset. For what that means is, once this solution goes live, by the way, I'm vouching for it because we'll just move it to that solution. That's easy for us. No more exchanges, no more nothing, right? Because it will be self-governed by Flare protocol. That's a win-win for everyone who is in.
I was like, you love that.
Yeah. So guess what? Going forward, once this solution is live, you don't have to go anywhere to accept funds. You don't need to open up a Bitcoin wallet, SUI wallet, Near wallet, any wallet. You just need a Flare wallet, which will issue you a native Bitcoin address on top of Flare, right? Native Ethereum, I think Ethereum, they are already doing it. So SUI address or Near address or Solana address, all natively on the Flare chain. So that means you can just transact the other counterparty apps, whatever it will be, things, it says one chain to chain transaction, Solana to Solana transaction, which is happen very, very
fast. Because they're sending to another Solana address. Yeah. So for them, it's no different.
Yeah. So that will change the game. I think that will give Spendabits more edge on anybody else, because right now, the solution that we have built, it took us so much time to architect the solution, because we are calling Bitcoin exchange, storing that, then calling Circle to store that asset, then calling third parties in for DeFi capabilities. That creates a mess, inside the coding ecosystem, right? That will really straighten out the things for every developers who wants to offer Bitcoin on Flare, USDC on Flare, USDT on Flare, SUI on Flare, Solana on Flare. And don't forget, these are just, I'm talking about just payment point of view, but you will also be able to, do DeFi, capabilities if that happens. So that's a, I think game changer for Flare, because I think after that, chances are, I don't know right now what's the current ranking for the Flare network, but they will 100% come to top 10, because everybody will leave every other ecosystem come to this, regardless of all the multi-chain culturism, right? You are a Solana person, SUI person, Near person, Flare person, XRPL person. You will come to this protocol Flare. You will have just one wallet, maybe Spendabits wallet or any other wallet, whoever developer will build it, right? And then have your cross-chain transaction tackle like this. That's a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just guessing here, Jay. I'm not sure, and this might be a little bit of an edge. I feel like you're bullish on Flare.
Oh, I am. See, I've been building in this domain, now almost 5 to 6 years now, right? Continuously iterating the products. This is a very, very niche problem that they're trying to solve. That means issue a native third-party chain address on your chain, right? Usually this happens when you shake hand with a partnership, and then the developers start working in a year or two, they will be able to deliver one chain integration. But Flare is proposing, all those chains should be at one by protocol managed wallets. That means you can interact seamlessly, Solana to Solana on the Flare network. Similar to us, but very different to us. Similar to us means, we have done this by working, manually on this equation that, we are offering you Bitcoin account on Flare, we are offering USDC account on Flare, and under USDC, we are offering, different chains, right? Versus when Flare launches this, this is a no-brainer for us, because we built this thing from a manual point of view. They are doing from an automation point of view. That means natively on the chain, right? That will change the whole dynamic of Flare network. That's why I'm
Yeah, it's amazing. So, and I guess a few Bitcoin Maxis are gonna hate you. Why didn't you build on the Lightning Network?
Yeah. So it's the same thing, you put the horse in front of the cart or the cart in front of the horse. So two things, right? So actually many things. First, you have to tie up the liquidity on the Lightning, and then the major concern for me is not Lightning or committing, opening up a channel or something. The major concern is you cannot move more than $500 on Lightning. Right. So I have institution clients who move money on a daily basis. Their minimum ticket size is $15,000, $20,000. Right. It will fail. So we can do it 100% from a retail point of view, but not from the institution point of view. It will fail drastically because it does not support retail. And even the retail, if you have right now Flare app, you have USDC on top of it or Bitcoin on top of it. You can spend 20,000, 30,000, up to 100,000, 200,000, $500,000, just like this, right? But versus over here, if I give you a Lightning and you want to send a payment worth of $1,000, which is a very, very, chances of this happening is 80%, that, people sometimes pay more than $1,000 or $2,000. Your transaction will not go through. So we don't want to into that situation where we have to again look out for another interesting solution and then pivot. That's the reason we did not decide. In future, if they tackle this problem, solve this problem, we may. So I am not a XRP Maxi or Flare Maxi. I am a technology Maxi. So so I see. I want to use technology to better serve the customer we are serving, right, rather than thinking from Lightning or so it's kind of the same thing. Visa versus MasterCard, they both do the same thing, right? It's just in different networks, right? Versus is on the Visa, if you cannot spend $100, on the MasterCard you can spend $200. Guess what's going to happen? People are going to go to the MasterCard to spend, because people doesn't like constraints. People likes their stuff to just work, and they just assume that way when they interact with the wallet.
100%. Yeah, 100%. People don't like problems. People just they spend enough time solving problems. They don't want, when they want to spend their money, they want to be able to spend it. That's it. Correct. They don't want to talk to anybody about, can you please raise my credit? Can you please raise it $500 so I can buy this item? They hate that.
Yeah.
How many merchants or users do you have already?
So we have majority of user or merchant on the XRPL, but we're gonna have them migrate to the Flare network. For the Flare, we just did a beta POC, and I think we're gonna push really hard after the MasterCard solution got the approval and go live, and that's where we're gonna started pushing the merchant. Okay, hey, stop doing what you're doing right now. Let's get you on the Flare, hook you up and running, because we have some amazing product we can offer you guys that will really streamline your payment operations.
Amazing. Jay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I feel like there's nothing to edit. I'm just gonna post it directly to YouTube. This was amazing.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. It was a pleasure talking to you guys.
We will stay in touch and have a great week.
You as well. Thank you.